Hello guys, today we're going to be working on this LG stove. The model number is on the display. Welcome to DIY Repair Now. Read all the warnings, and during this video you will see one or more of these icons to help you do this repair safe. And the complaint that we have with this stove is that it's not heating properly. The heat element turned off too quick, and then it stays off for a long period of time, and then it stops heating up. Or sometimes it got stuck on the heating position, which it can burn the food. Now, the two burners on the front are the ones are acting up, and the one in the back left, they say is acting up. Now, you can check the burners as well, but you can see that the burners are coming on, and that's an indication that at least the heat element inside the stove, inside the heat element compartment is fine. Also, if you are pressing the buttons on the display board and everything is working the way it's supposed to, like is getting your commands, like it's doing what it's supposed to on the display, we remove the possibility that has to do with the touchpad. So at this point, it's pretty common sense that it could be the main control board. Now, in this model, since everything is all digital, the possibilities that it's worth it to replace that motor are minimum. But we're gonna go ahead and get to the back of the stove and take a look at the board for like sort of a signs of burning spots or anything that could be creating this board to start acting up. It could be a loose wire. Go ahead and disconnect the stove to avoid electric shock. And like I was saying, it could be like a loose wire or anything like that, but since I've been doing appliance repair, the possibility that something is wrong when it has to do with a wiring, loose wiring or loose connection are minimum. Like I had that issue just like 2 or 3 times in all the time that I've been doing this. The first thing you do, get to the back to the stove and just check the wirings on the terminal block. Make sure the high voltage wires are fine. You're gonna have to excuse me on this footage because my camera was tilted down and I couldn't get that footage correctly, but I can assure you that everything was good as far as the cable, the electrical cable, the four prong cable that is connected from the outlet to the stove. That terminal block was fine. Then go ahead and remove all the Phillips screws that are holding the top panel and the small panels and the bottom to be able to get to the main control board. Now we in the last screw to be able to remove this panel, and you have to remove the 3 screws that are holding this bottom panel as well, because this panel is attached to the top panel. Once you do that, just lift up and unhook it from the 2 hooks on the top. That is just to remove the top panel. We have another screw right here and another here that it was hiding behind that panel. Now, like I was saying, the possibilities to replace this board are gonna be very minimum because the board, it's pricey. I don't recall how much was this board, but I know it was kind of like 200 and something or 300 and something dollars. And right now we is just checking for a loose connection, burn wiring or anything like that. Go ahead and always take pictures of how the board looks, everything that is connected. I did try to adjust all the connections to see if that would make any changes, but it didn't work. So at this point, we are very positive that one of these relays, well, more than one of these relays are not working correctly. This relays has like contacts there allows the power to flow through to be able to get power to the burners or to the heat elements, however you want to call it. Now, what happened with those relays is that after a while it started getting oxidations. If you replace the board, remove the 2 screws on the top and remove the 2 screws on the bottom. As I was saying, what happened with those relays is that they get oxidation and they start acting up. This is the paperwork in case you want to go through it. I'm going to avoid to go through all this test settings and stuff, because when it has to do with the wrong contact in those relays, and at the time that you are doing the diagnostic is working fine, it's not going to give the paperwork, it's not going to help you at all, because it's like when you're trying to fix a TV when the TV is working fine. You won't be able to find what is going on or what is wrong with it, especially if it's not giving you any error codes. And when those relays are acting up, normally the stove will not give you any error codes, so the paperwork will be useless. That won't be able to help you anyhow. Now, like I was saying, when those relays get oxidation, they get burned in the inside, those contacts will release after it starts heating up. So you would turn on the stove and you would put a pile, whatever you cook in there, and after a while that relay is start getting overheated and a loose connection, and that's when it turns off and then it won't come back on. Or after a while the relay will cool off and then it will make the contact again, and that's why sometimes you feel like it is working fine and sometimes you feel like it is not working at all. For example, if you're gonna use the stove just like to cook an egg or whatever, that's gonna be a couple minutes and that's gonna work fine. It's not gonna be the same when you're gonna go ahead and cook something that is gonna take 30 minutes, 40 minutes, over an hour cooking, because that relay is gonna overheat. So in this case, my suggestion would be replace the main control board or replace the whole stove. However, in this case, the homeowner decided to replace the whole stove. So this video only show you how to basically find out what it can be if your stove is not working. You can find the model number on the bottom drawer of the stove, and then with the model number you can look for the board. If you got the same exact model, I'm gonna go ahead and put a part in the description of this video. I'm gonna go ahead and link a part in the description of this video, and you can just go and click the link and it will take you straight to the main control board part supplier. If this video helped you in any way, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.